Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the outro guitar solo from Ozzy's classic Bark at the Moon. Now if you want to learn the main guitar solo, I do have a video on how to play that here on YouTube, and I'll put a link down in the video description if you want to check that out. Now in addition to showing you how to play the main lead guitar line, I'm going to show you how to play the harmony guitar part. Even though it's pretty buried in the mix, I'm still going to show it to you. And then also, finally, I'm going to show you the mystery guitar part. Now, I really don't even know if the mystery guitar part is in the song, but I'll explain why I'm going to show you how to play it when we get there toward the end of the video. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play that main lead guitar line slowed down and with the tabs on the screen. Then after that, I'll break it down note by note. Let's go. All right, here's section 1 at normal and then slow speed. So we're going to break it up into 4 boxes. The first box goes like this. So it's 13 on B, pull off to 12. And then 14 G, 12 B. Then in the second box we play this. So it's 13, pull off to 12, twice. Then in the third box we do this. So it's 14 on G, 12 on B, 13 B, pull off to 12. Okay? Then in the final box we play this. So it's 13 on B, pull off to 12, and then 14 G, 12 B. All right, let's tie all that together and play section 1 at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's move to section 2. Here's section 2 at normal and then slow speed. Four boxes again. The first one goes. So what I'm doing here to ready myself for this is to bar my index finger across the G and B strings. It'll probably go across the high E too, that's fine, even though you're not going to play it. And then you're going to play 15 of B, pull off to 12, and then 12 G, 12 B. Now when you play the 12th of G followed by 12 of B, the second half of that box, you don't want to let them blend like this. Okay? Try to roll your finger off the G string after you play it. Okay? You'll get the hang of it over time. Now in the second box, we play 15 of B, pull off to 12, 2 times. Okay? Then in the third box, we play this. So it's 12 on G, 12 on B, and then 15 on B, pull off to 12. Then in the final box, we do the same thing we did in the first box, which is 15 on B, pull off to 12, and then 12 G, 12 B. All right, here's section 2 at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's move to section 3. All right, here's section 3 at normal and then slow speed. Now this section does have a pretty wide stretch in it, okay? And it's going to be uncomfortable for some people. Now in order to facilitate the wide stretch, I'm actually leaning into my guitar right now in order to do it. But I did a video here on YouTube where I talked about how to do wide stretches on the guitar more comfortably. It all has to do with really getting the where your fretting hand up closer to your chest. But I'll put a link down below if you want to check out my instructional video on that. We use the Ice Cream Man, you know, like wide stretch lick as an example. Again, I'll put a link down below if you want to check that out. And I'll show you an easier way to play this section if you want, but Jake does the wide stretch, okay? So, oh, and by the way, there is a great video here on YouTube. It's a Jakey Lee clinic wherein he talks about why he did the wide stretch as opposed to the easy method. So check that out too while you have time. So in the first box, we do this. So it's 17 on B, pull off to 13B. And then 10G, 13B. Okay. Then in the second box, we play 17 on B, pull off to 13 twice. And then in the third box, we play 10G, 13B, followed by 17 on B, pull off to 13. Okay. And then the final box is the same as the first box. So 17, pull off to 13 on B, 10G, 13B. All right, let's tie all that together. Now, if you want to learn the easier way of playing this section, okay, what you simply do is replace the 10th fret of the G string with the 15th fret of the D, okay? Replace this note with this note. It's the same note, just a different string, so that would look like this. And, you know, in that clinic video that I was telling you about, Jake explained that the reason he did it the harder way is he was trying to keep everything on the, or mostly on the G and B strings from a tone standpoint. Because again, even though these are the same notes, when you play it on the D string, it just makes it a little duller sounding. I think most people won't notice if you do it the alternative way, but if you want to play it like Jake, you want to do it the way that I already showed you, where it's all on the G and B strings. All right, let's keep moving. All right, section 4 goes like this. Now again, another wide stretch lick, very similar to the one we just did, but shifted down a couple frets. So the first box is this. So it's 15 of B, pull off to 12. And then 9 of G, 12 of B. Second box is this. It's basically 15 of B, pull off to 12 2 times. Then the third box is this. So it's 9G, 12B, 15B, pull off to 12. Then the fourth box is this. Same as the first box, so 15 of B, pull off to 12. It's 9G, 12B. All right, let's tie all that back together again. All right, just like the last section, if the wide stretch is too difficult, you can replace the G string note with a D string note. So you're replacing 9th fret of G with 14 on D. Okay? But once again, if you want to play it like Jake, you want to do the wide stretch. Let's keep going. All right, section 5 goes like this. Now it's the exact same notes as section 1, so we won't go through that note by note. Let's keep moving. Now section 6 is the same as section 2, and it goes like this. Once again, no need to repeat all that, so let's keep moving. Section 7 is the same as section 3. Okay, now for section 8. All right, section 8 goes like this. I like to call this the transition lick because it goes into the second half where the harmony kicks in. But anyway, we've got 4 sections here. The first one goes like this. So it's 13 on E, pull off to 12. 15B, 12E. The second box goes like this. It's 15 on B, and then 13, pull off to 12, 14 G. Then the third box goes like this. So it's 12 on B, hammer on to 13, pull off to 12, 14 G. The final box goes like this. So it's 12 on B, 14 pull off to 12 on G, 14 on D. All right, let's string all those four little parts together. All right, let's move to the second half. All right, section 9 is the same as section 1 and section 5. All right, let's move to section 10. Section 10 is the same as section 2 and 6. All right, let's move on to section 11. Section 11 is the same as 3 and 7. All right, on to section 12. And section 12 is the same as section 4. All right, on to section 13. Now you've probably noticed there's a pattern developing here. Section 13 is the same as 1, 5, and 9. All right, on to section 14. Section 14 is the same as section 2, 6, and 10. All right, on to section 15. Section 15 is the same as 3, 7, and 11. Next is section 16. All right, section 16 goes like this. Now, section 16 is almost identical to section 8, but in the third box, there's no hammered on note, and you have a pinch harmonic at the end. Let me just walk you through it, okay? So first box is, so it's 13 of E, pull off to 12, 15B, 12E. Second box is this, so it's 15 of B, and then 13B, pull off to 12, 14G. The third box is this, so it's 12 of B, and then 13 of B, pull off to 12, 14G. Then in the fourth box we play this, so it's 12 on B, 14G, pull off to 12, 14D. And then finally in the last box we play the 14th fret of the G string, add a pinch harmonic, give it some wide vibrato, and then slide down. Okay. All right, let's string all those parts together. All right, now that was the main lead guitar line from the outro solo. If you just learn that, you'll probably be fine. Most people won't notice if you don't play the harmony, but of course, we're going to show it to you anyway. Let's jump on into it. All right, now it's time for the harmony part, and once again, I'm going to start by playing the entire harmony section, slowed down with the tabs on the screen, and then we'll break it down note by note. Let's go. All right, the first part of the harmony, this goes on top of section 9 and section 13. It goes like this. Let me slow that down. So the first box, we play this. So it's 17 of B, pull off to 15, 17G, 15B. The second box, we play this. So it's 17 on B, pull off to 15 two times. Then in the third box we play this. So it's 17G, 15B, 17B, pull off to 15. Okay? And the final box is the same as the first box. So it's 17B, pull off to 15, 17G, 15B. All right, here's this harmony section all together now at normal and then slow speed. Okay, let's move to the next harmony part. Here we have the harmony to sections 10 and 14. So it's 18 of B, pull off to 15, 16G, 15B, okay? Then in the second box we play this. It's 18 of B, pull off to 15 two times. Then in the third box we play this. It's 16G, 15B, 18B, pull off to 15, okay? Then the final box is the same as the first. So it's 18B, pull off to 15, 16G, 15B. All right, here's this section one more time, slowly. All right, let's keep going. Next we have the harmony to sections 11 and 15 that goes like this. So in the first box we play this. So it's 20 of B, pull off to 17, 14G, 17B. The second box we play this. It's 20 of B, pull off to 17 two times. Then in the third box we play this. It's 14 of G, 17B, 20 of B, pull off to 17. Then in the final box it's the same as the first box. It's 20 of B, pull off to 17, 14G, 17B. All right, let's tie that section together again. Now, of course, with the wide stretch in this section, if you want to make it easier, you can replace the 14th fret of the G with 19th fret of D. It would look and sound like this. Easy enough? All right, let's keep moving. Then we have the harmony to section 12, which goes like this. So in the first box, we're going to play this. So it's 21 of B, pull off to 17, 16G, 17B. Then in the second box, we play this. It's 21, pull off to 17 on the B string twice. Then in the third box, we play this. So it's 16 of G, 17 of B, 21 of B, pull off to 17. Then in the final box, same as the first box. So it's 21 of B, pull off to 17, 16 of G, 17 of B. All right, let's tie all that together. Now with this section, I don't think the stretch is that difficult, but it might feel awkward, the fingering on this one. So if it does feel awkward or if the stretch is too much, you can always replace the G string at the 16th fret with the 21st fret of D. That would look and sound like this. All right, let's keep it going. Now we're going to repeat that one harmony part that we learned that goes along with section 9 and 13. Then we play the harmony that goes with section 10 and 14. Then we've got that harmony part that goes along with sections 11 and 15. Now finally we have the harmony to section 16, which is the final lick, the one where we went like. Now the harmony to that part is going to go like this. It ends with the same note. We'll get there in a sec. But the first box, we do this. So it's 17 on E, pull off to 15, 18 of B, 15 of E. Then in the second box, we play this. 18 of B, 17 of B, pull off to 15, 17 G. The third box, it's 15 of B, and then 17 B, pull off to 15, 17 G. The fourth box, it's 15 of B, 17 of G, pull off to 16, 17 D. And then at the end, instead of harmonizing the final note, he plays the same exact note, 14th fret of the G string, wide vibrato slide down. If you're still with me, let's do the mystery guitar part next. All right, now it's time for the mystery guitar part. And as I said at the beginning, I'm not even sure if this is really in the song, but the reason I'm going to show it to you is going to make sense when I tell you where I found it. So many of you know that here on YouTube, people will often post what are called isolated guitar tracks. And I'm not sure how they create them. They must have some sort of software that filters out all the instruments but the one you're trying to hear. And they did that for Bark at the Moon. And I went searching for it because the harmony part is so buried in the mix. I wanted to see if I could more clearly hear what was going on with the harmony. And it did help. However, I was very surprised to hear this little weird guitar lick that comes in right before the harmony. Okay, so remember that section where we do the transition before it goes into the harmony? Well, over that part, he does this weird thing. And when I heard it, I was like, I don't hear that when I listen to the original track. No matter what I do, I cannot hear that. Okay, so let me play you that excerpt from the isolated guitar track and listen to it for yourself. And that's pretty weird, isn't it? I challenge you to go back and hear that in the original song. I certainly couldn't. And after I found that, I was like, has anyone else heard this? Is anyone else doing this in their lessons? So I went out and I listened to like probably the dozen most popular Bark at the Moon lessons here on YouTube, and only one other guy found it, and it was Ben Eller, who I think a lot of you know about. He's a great guitar player. But no one else has mentioned it, so I think there's one of two things going on here. Either one, it's so buried in the mix that the average human ear just can't hear it, or two, maybe the guy who posted the isolated guitar track video is just kind of messing with us all. I don't know. But regardless, here's how you play it. Now remember, this harmony part is taking place on top of section 8. Section 8 was that transition lick that tied the first half of the solo and the second together, where we went like this. Okay, this is played on top of that. Okay, so in the first box, we're going to play the 15th fret of the high E, bend up. All right, and that's played on top of, okay, from the first part. But after that, boxes 2, 3, and 4, you're basically harmonizing like we did in the final harmonization lick of the solo. We're harmonizing just like that. Okay, so the second box we play, so it's 18 of B, 17 of B, pull off to 15, 17 G. Third box, we're going to play 15 of B, and then 17 B, pull off to 15, 17 G. Then in the fourth box, we play, so it's 15 of B, 17 and G, pull off to 16, 17D. So the mystery lick at normal and then slow speed goes like this. Okay, so for that mystery lick, again, I'm not sure if it's even really in the solo, but I wanted to show it to you anyway because it shows up in the isolated guitar tracks. So if you want to play it, it's completely optional. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, that was my lesson on how to play the outro guitar solo from the classic Ozzy song, Bark at the Moon. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.